Good morning. Thank you for joining me, all of you lovely beings in the sanctuary and everyone joining us in the online community today. My name is Valerie Data, and I'm a licensed practitioner, and it's my honor to bring you the meditation this morning. So today's meditation is titled Listening Inward. And it's a meditation written by Sarah Raymond of the Mindful Movement. In today's busy, often high-stress world, it can be difficult to hear the signals from within. When the noise of the outside world is too loud, it can drown out the messages from our own heart. By taking this time for yourself today, you can begin to listen inward so you can be more present and responsive when listening outward. You can live in alignment with what matters most to you. Thinking is the process of the mind talking, while meditation is the response of the mind listening. The skill of listening is one that can be practiced and developed. So let's begin by welcoming a state of comfort. Make any adjustments to your posture, sitting tall, and come into a place of effortless ease. Once you are settled, allow your eyes to close as you bring the lens of how you view the world from the outside to your inside experience. Begin with 5 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth at your own pace. Breathe in this way with the intention to soften and let go. Now I'll guide you to use your sense of hearing to broaden your field of awareness. Listen to the sounds in your immediate surroundings. What noises can you hear that are close to you? Are there sounds of the air conditioning running? Is there a clock ticking? Do you hear music? Do you hear birds or any other animals? Are there cars bringing noise to your awareness? This is the practice of observation without judgment. It is not about what you find, but that you are looking to listen to the layers of the sounds around you. How the energy of sounds coexist and mingle together. Begin to let the intensity of your listening fade. If you can now let the sounds just come to you, as if the sounds blur into the background of your focus. Allow your intention to listen outward soften. As you now turn your focus to listening inward, to contemplate what your physical body is experiencing right now. Listen to the sensations. The vibrations of your energy. What is the volume of what your body is telling you? Are there areas that are louder than others? Asking for you to listen? Are there any subtle messages being offered within you? Listen inward for contentment. Is it there for you now? What are the other qualities you're hearing when you listen? Look inward, not in words or labels, but in sensations and feelings without judgment. Words are from the brain. These sensations and the awareness of the sensations, the inward listening, allows you to connect with your body and your heart. Listen to your heart. What do you hear from your heart right now? It is okay if it seems nothing is coming to you right now. It will. This is the practice of listening and opening to the possibilities of what you may find in the future as you are more connected. When you find the brain thinking, when your thoughts have diverted your attention, allow the words to drift off. And remind yourself that you are listening to sensations. Take yourself gently by the hand and lovingly guide yourself back to feeling, back to the sensations. Do this as many times as you need. Now listening to your physical body as you scan each part of your body with a relaxed awareness. Letting go of tension even further. Begin with your feet. The soles of your feet, your toes, as well as the top of your feet. What are the sensations here? The energy of your feet. Can you sense energy vibrations or buzzing? Do you feel warm or cool here? As your focus lingers on your feet, let go of any tension you are holding here. Soften here. Now moving your relaxed awareness up to the length of your legs, from ankles to hips. What are the sensations here? Without words or labels, what do you feel? Release your legs. Allow your legs to be fully supported by the surface beneath you. Sensing now your hips. As they release their hold, notice the quality of feelings at your lower back and abdomen. Invite a softening here. Expand your field of awareness now to your chest and shoulders. Letting go of any tension here. Perhaps feeling the relaxation travel down the length of your arms now. Welcoming your focus to linger a little longer as you notice your hands. What do you feel at the palms of your hands? Is there energy vibrations or buzzing there? Do you feel a certain temperature through your fingers? Oftentimes, we can connect to our own innate energy simply by attending to the energy of our hands. Allow this relaxing energy to move into your neck and throat. Notice now the sensations in your face, your jaw, cheeks, eyes, and forehead. feelings in your face can sometimes reflect your thoughts. As you soften your facial expression, your thoughts can also fade into the background, so you can listen more easily. For the next few moments, continue listening inward to see what is there for you now. Take another deep breath in with your eyes still closed. As you slowly invite your field of awareness to broaden outward once more. As you were beginning to listen and sense your surroundings, see if you can do so while you continue to stay connected with your inward experience. Come back to this practice regularly to develop a strong relationship with the deepest part of yourself. When you are ready, gradually let a little light in through your eyes and take in your surroundings. Thank you. Namaste. You're welcome to stay in the sanctuary until service begins at 10:30 or join us back then. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CSL Cape Coral this morning. Come on in, grab a seat. We're going to be probably listening to the magnificent Big Love Band, right? Because they're magnificent, and so are everyone out there and by Facebook or YouTube, whatever. So thank you for joining us, and here's the Big Love Band.
Good morning. We're going to welcome everybody to stand with us and get that
Hear
blood
those
flowing.
voices. You know this song too.
Go, Sam. You are welcome here. 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 Arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you are on your journey now, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 I am welcome here. I am welcome here. I am welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Welcome, welcome here. Welcome, welcome here. Welcome, welcome here. One more time. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. Welcome.
Woo! I hope you feel welcome here after that, because we're going to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living. And we're going to say this together. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. All right. And so just a thank you to everyone who participated, who volunteered, picked up the chairs, put out tables, whatever you did, whatever your part was in the metaphysical fair. We thank you for your help and support and attendance yesterday. And today, following service, stick around for our annual business meeting. And like I say, if you don't attend, you can't really speak up and voice your opinion. And so we'll have light, fresh refreshments, because I know this crowd's always hungry after service. It's like, we're out the door, and what restaurant are we going to today? If it's not potluck. And a big thank you to Valerie, who is holding our high watch. This means that she is maintaining a high consciousness through meditation, realizing the wholeness for everyone here involved, all our service teams, those here present in the center and those online, and those that watch it after the fact, in fact. And, oh, Karen Drucker, I went to the retreat. And we're going to change the way. Here we go.
Come on. What do you want? Where do you want to go? You get what you want if you act as if you know. It starts with you. Do you believe it? It's all in the way that you choose to see it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do do do. When you feel lost and you can't find your way, keep your eye on the prize, hit the material life. You can miss, change your perception, leading you to a new direction. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do do Come on. Change, change. Come on. You can do it. Change, change. It's a sure thing. Change, change. Expect a miracle. Change, change. Watch me change when you change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do do do.
Wow. I love that song. It's a great song. At this time, any young people wishing to attend our youth program are free to go to their classes. And I guess, are we doing a Easter egg hunt next week for them? So make sure if you have little friends or kids, or I don't know about dogs and cats, but you know, I think they count, but I don't know that they want us traipsing them through the sanctuary here. So anyhow, Ernest Holmes is the founder of our philosophy, and we teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. Please visit our website for CSL our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events, to submit a prayer request, or to send us your comments and questions. And next Sunday is March 31st. We have 5 Sundays this month. And it's potluck with a twist. So the main course is going to be ham and turkey supplied. We're asking you to bring a side dish. I believe I did a sign-up sheet in the back, so we don't have like 3 potato salads or, you know, stuff like that. It's on that little table to the side. And, we're doing game day again this year. This will be the third Easter Sunday that we're doing game day. We have cornhole and pickleball and maybe some badminton, maybe some croquet. So it's lots of fun. Come out and enjoy the people that you sit in here with, and and then you get up and leave to go to the restaurant again. No, just kidding. But anyhow, here you can stay. We're going to put out that it's going to be the most perfect weather for that day. I'm believing that everyone here is going to agree with me. We're going to have like a low 80s, nice breeze, sunny. So that's what I'm planning. And so make sure you come out. And I think, is this the last week to sign up for the Foundation Science of Mind? And I said before how important this is. If you have not taken this class and you are wanting to become a member or just knowing more about our philosophy and yourself, really, it really goes into yourself. You need to sign up for this class. And it's a $250 class fee. If you want a certificate, that's included in there. And it also includes a 3.5-hour workshop. I don't know when you're doing that. Is that going to be via Zoom? That'll be also Zoom. So it's Wednesday nights from 7 to 9:30. I think I'm being long-winded. You guys are probably like, will she get over it? And then we're celebrating our 50th anniversary here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. And with that, I know Mel wants to come up and say a few things. But I'm just saying, save the date, May the 4th. You can't forget that. From 4 to 7 p.m. is our gala.
Okay, so thank you for allowing me to have a few minutes to talk about this. This is a very exciting and momentous event, so I know I'm going to see all of you here. There is no cost for you to attend this. However, we are accepting love donations, and we do have event sponsorship opportunities available. So if anyone is interested in sponsoring a table or this event in particular, please see me. Kay Atwood, my co-chair, is not here today. Otherwise, I would recommend you see her. We also have opportunities for volunteers. If you have not already signed up to be a volunteer for this event, come see me after service. I would be happy to put you in a position that fits you, that you feel like you can be of service. And other than that, may the 4th be with you. So just make sure you mark your calendar for that. We're going to have some wonderful talks from our former and current minister. We're going to have some performances from former Big Love Band members, and hopefully most of our current Big Love Band, if that works. And so yes, it's just a wonderful, exciting event. And if you have any other questions about it, please just see me after service.
And with that, we have a brand new day from the Big Love Band is gonna sing for us.
All right.
Thank you.
So, ironically, this song was actually recommended with the first week theme. We've been wanting to do this, so we changed it up a little bit. It's a Big Love Band version. And if you were wondering where I get my love for music from, he is now standing on stage with us. This is my dad. Welcome him. He has graciously practiced this song on his own to play the harmonica, so please enjoy. Yeah.
Here we go.
And feel free to sing along.
How many of you people out there been hurt in some kind of love affair? How many times swear you never love again? How many lonely sleepless nights? How many lies? How many fights? Why would you want to put yourself through that again? Love is pain, I hear you say. Love has a cruel and bitter way of paying you back for all the faith you ever had. How could it be what you need the most can leave you feeling like a ghost? Never want to feel sad and lost again. One day you'll be looking in an old book in rainy weather. See a picture of her smiling at you when you were still together. You'll be walking down the street and see Gigi Chancellor, that same old smile you've been thinking of all day. So turn the card to 0, honey, tell the start on the money to start in a brand new day. Turn the clock all the way back, I wonder if she'd take me back, starting in a brand new way. Turn the clock to 0, sister, you never know how much I deserve. I'm starting up a brand new day. Turn the clock to 0, boss, swimmers ride, we'll swim across, starting up a brand new day. It can happen to you, let's like it happened to me. There's simply no immunity. There's no guarantee. No undiscussed force. You find yourself in a day. Take some time out for reflection. And wait a minute, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
You turn your clock to 0, sales start. All the money is starting a brand new day. Turn the clock to 0, man, begging them to take me back. Thinking in a brand new way. Turn the clock to 0, boss, the river's ride, we can swim across, starting up a brand new day. Turn the clock to 0, buddy, don't wanna be a fuddy-duddy. We're starting up a brand new day. With a minute too, I'm the sun in your room. I'm the bat in the cave. You're the beach and I'm the wave. I'm the plow to the land. You're the glove and I'm the hand. I'm the train in the station. I'm the backbone to the nation, yeah. Stand up, all you lovers in the world.
You hear us? Come on.
Stand up and be counted, every boy and every girl. Stand up, all you lovers in the world. We're starting up a brand new day. You're the part of my rotation. You're the sum of all equations. I'm the answer to your question if you follow my suggestion. You can turn the ship around. We go up or steady down. You're the pen in my hand. You're the flame and I'm the candle. Stand up, all you lovers in the world. Stand up and be counted, every boy and every girl. Stand up, all you lovers in the world. We're starting up a brand new day. Stand up, all you lovers in the world. Stand up and be counted, every boy and every girl. Stand up, all you lovers in the world. Take it home. We're starting up a brand new
Wow, that's awesome, is it not? Totally cool. Harmonica. So it is time for today's reading. You know what? Before we do the reading thing, all that, introduce Mel, who already introduced herself before. But anyhow, how about another round of applause for the Big Love Band and Cassie's dad. Woo! And with that, I'll just hand it over to Melissa Tuff, as most of you guys know as Mel, our beloved Mel.
Grand Rising again, all. And since B already introduced me, I don't need to tell you who I am. But it is my great pleasure to bring you the reading and prayer for today. And based on our weekly talk title, The Masters Knew, Do You, I picked from one of my favorite spiritual masters, Thich Nhat Hanh. And the book that I found that spoke to me was called Touching Peace, Practicing the Art of Mindful Living. And the section that was speaking to me this week is called Transforming Our Compost. When we look deeply at a flower, we can see that it is made entirely of non-flower elements like sunshine, rain, soil, compost, air, and time. If we continue to look deeply, we will also notice that the flower is on her way to becoming compost. If we don't notice this, we will be shocked when the flower begins to decompose. When we look deeply at this compost, we see that it is also on its way to becoming flowers. And we realize that flowers and compost inter-are. They need each other. A good organic gardener does not discriminate against compost because he knows how to transform it into marigolds, roses, and many other kinds of flowers. When we look deeply into ourselves, we see both flowers and garbage. Each of us has anger, hatred, depression, racial discrimination, and many other kinds of garbage in us. But there is no need for us to be afraid. In the way that a gardener knows how to transform compost into flowers, we can learn the art of transforming anger, depression, and racial discrimination into love and understanding. This is the work of meditation. According to Buddhist psychology, our consciousness is divided into two parts, like a house with two floors. On the ground floor, there is a living room, and we call this mind consciousness. Below the ground level, there is a basement, and we call this store consciousness. In the store consciousness, everything we've ever done, experienced, or perceived is stored in the form of a seed or a film. Our basement is an archive of every imaginable kind of film stored on a video cassette. Upstairs in the living room, we sit in a chair and we watch these films as they are brought up from the basement. Certain movies, such as anger, fear, or despair, seem to have the ability to come up from the basement all by themselves. They open the door to the living room and pop themselves into our video cassette player, whether we choose them or not. When that happens, we feel stuck and we have no choice but to watch them. Fortunately, each film has a limited length, and when it's over, it returns to the basement. But each time it is viewed by us, it establishes a better position on the archive shelf, and we know it will return soon. Sometimes a stimulus from outside, like someone saying something that hurts our feelings, triggers the showing of the film on our TV screen. We spend much of our time watching these films, and many of them are destroying us. Learning how to stop them is important for our well-being. Traditional texts describe consciousness as a field, a plot of land where every kind of seed can be planted, seeds of suffering, happiness, joy, sorrow, fear, anger, and hope. Store consciousness is also described as a storehouse filled with all our seeds. When a seed manifests in our mind, consciousness, it will always return to the storehouse stronger. The quality of our life depends on the quality of the seeds in our store consciousness. And that is where I will end, because I do invite you to purchase a book like this and read it for yourself. And so now I would just like you to bring someone or a situation to mind that you would like to hold into the light. This could be something that you may be struggling with, could be a person that is challenging, or it could just be someone in your life that you want to lift up, or a situation you want to manifest more of. Whatever that is for you, bring that into the silence right now. And so good it is to be here today, surrounded by this love essence, this infinite intelligence, this great and grand creator that I call God. And I know because that God stuff is everywhere and always present, I know that it is present in each and every one here joining us in person, online, and beyond. And so because I know we are all part of that unified consciousness, I just know that each one of us today is becoming that mindful gardener. We are planting the seeds of hope, of love, of joy, of support, of truth. And we are weeding our minds of those seeds that we don't wish to see manifest. And as we do so, we are truly and consciously creating a world that works for everyone. So for this and so much more, I am just so very grateful, and I express that gratitude by just turning this day over to God, letting it be, knowing that the highest and best is always at hand. And together we claim and anchor this in that one mind by saying, and so it is. Thank you. And now it is my wonderful pleasure to welcome our amazing minister, Reverend Chris Lahiff.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. I'm not sure do we have audio? All right, excellent. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's really good to be here. I like to just take it in for a moment. Lots of faces. Wonderful, beautiful. Okay, so I want to start off by thinking about what's the scariest thing that you've ever done by choice? Skydiving? Skydiving, I got a couple on that. Okay. Anybody else? Rode a horse. Yeah, I could see that. Ooh, yeah. I was at the quarry in Cuyahoga Falls, which, Ohio, and there was a pretty big jump, and all my kids, well, both my kids, had been doing it all day, all these other little kids, and I got up there. I was scary. I almost backed out, but I did it. That was just this last summer. I got to stop thinking that I'm still a kid, but, So when I was thinking about this idea, there's like the figurative things, like maybe getting married, or maybe, I remember like candidating weekend here at the center. That was a little scary. But I was thinking like along the lines of something physical. And so similar to skydiving, I think the best that I could come up with myself was bungee jumping off of a crane over a parking lot. I'm like, I don't know about this. But then I'd also kind of like pointed out in my own mind I've lived a really fairly sheltered life. I've never served in the armed forces, so my hat has to go off to those. I think about a good friend from high school that was in Desert Storm, Recon Marine on the front lines. I think about the boats landing in Normandy and Omaha Beach from World War II, how terrifying that must have been. But bravery and courage, like, wow, these people are drawn on something big. But the reason I'm bringing this up to our attention right now, is because today is Palm Sunday. So on this day, some 2,000-ish years ago, the man known as Jesus of Nazareth rode into Jerusalem on the back of a donkey, knowing he was going to be arrested, he was going to be tried, and he knew he was going to be executed by crucifixion. But he did it anyway. Whew! It's terrifying. But not if. How was he able to do it? He knew. He had a knowing inside that life is eternal. And all of this that happens out in this physical world, while it's intense, can be painful, all of it is nothing compared to what's within, to that which is eternal. He had a knowing. And then if we look to all masters, all mystics of ancient times, I have yet to find one who expressed fear of death. When people tap in, when you know that there is more and that we continue on, the fear of death dissipates. I have to say, I feel blessed. It was around the age of like 8 or so when I realized I not only didn't have a fear of death, I kind of yearned for it. I was ready for it. I felt there was something else somewhere to be, home, somewhere else. So I'm grateful that through this teachings, through growing on, that now I've got a yearning to be here for as much as I can. I want to get as much out of this temporary existence that's going to be so short compared to the eternal. But that fear of death, it's not there for me because I know what's on the other side, that it is that constant expansion, that there is something eternal, blissful, paradise, continuation of like the best things that we experience here That's what's waiting for us. Now, I say I don't have a fear of death. However, I have a pretty substantial fear of the pain that might accompany it. And interestingly enough, I believe Jesus had that too. There's record of several of the last things that he said while he was spending his last living moments on the cross, and one of them was, "God, why have you forsaken me?" Because here's this man that can commit miracles, can raise people from the bed and walk. But even had a moment to where he was in immense pain. And in that time, questioning maybe his decision of riding into Jerusalem on the back of that donkey. But at the same time, drawing from my Catholic upbringing and studying the Stations of the Cross when I was young, there was also moments of lucidity where he was going through immense pain throughout the day. But there was also moments where he was clear, where he was strong, and that didn't overpower him. So that knowing that's within, yeah, it can alleviate our fear of death, but it does so much more than that. So I've been talking a lot about my shoulder throughout this last month and plus, wherever we're at. It's been an experience, and it's been the most painful thing that I've had to go through for many years. So on one hand, I feel very lucky that I've gone many years without having to experience this. And at the same time, it's been intense. I've had moments where it was borderline unbearable. But I've also throughout it asked, how can I develop this into my practice? How can I incorporate it? So pain management, mindfulness is a very powerful tool. And so that's been part of my practice. Just observation. That's all mindfulness is just observation. And so maybe you've heard of these techniques before or not, but when you're experiencing a pain, it's like, okay, I've got the pain, it's here, I've taken ibuprofen, it's not going away. How can I lean into it? What is it? So I'm going to become mindful, open, curious. And so through that, there's the process of if this pain had a color, what would that color be? Is this pain like a pinpoint of nerves, or is it like a blanket of nerves? And just observing. Is it a throb, or is it a dull push? And the more that I do that, I've had moments that this worked and alleviated the pain. And I've also, throughout this process, had moments where that didn't do anything. Spiritual mind treatment is a spiritual practice that we teach in Centers for Spiritual Living. Also powerful. I've tried that throughout this process. And I've had some moments where, wow, I feel good. It worked. And I've had moments where I can't get to the feeling. I can't even think of the words right now because this pain is too intense. But one thing that I know about these practices, it's amazing when it works, and that's what keeps me doing them. But even on the moments where I'm not able to get there, or something, whatever it is, maybe it's something outside of myself that I'm still not able to link up with, but something that keeps it from manifesting or demonstrating in the way that I want, even in those moments, I didn't lose anything by trying, by going into prayer, or by going into mindfulness. And part of that going to the mindfulness and just reminding ourselves is part of how we build up this practice. So all these masters, they knew something. They had something that carried them forward, and it was something that is within. So in the words of Jesus, of who many consider to be the master teacher, maybe the most enlightened individual to ever walk the planet, he said, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." So what this means is always going to seek that presence first. When we seek the kingdom of God, when we find it, everything else doesn't hold the same level of importance any longer. And then we realize that we have everything that we need. Now, that kingdom of God, when we seek it, the Pharisees went to Jesus and said, this kingdom of heaven on earth that you speak of, when are we going to see it? When can we expect to see this? And he said, no. It's not here. It's not going to be there. It's not there. That kingdom of God is within you. It's already there. Each and every one of us, we already have that within us. And through this process of seeking, again, the masters. So we can look at the ancients, we can look at the Buddha, we can look at Jesus, Patanjali, or we can look at the modern mystics. We can look at Pema Chodron, Eckhart Tolle, Caroline Myss. All of them direct us to look within. Seek that kingdom of God first, seek it within. In the meditation, through music, through spiritual mind treatment. And this is how we build up that knowing within ourselves. Now, one of the things that some people talk about is the missing years of Jesus. From around the age of like 13 to about 28, there's really nothing in the Bible about what Jesus, the man, was doing. And there's some accounts, some historical documents and texts, some Buddhist texts that leads many people to believe that Jesus was traveling in the Far East, that he was studying Buddhism, that he was teaching in the Far East and studying Buddhism. He was in India, Hinduism, and we can see some of the correlations between the words that he has. So what I'm trying to say is, while there are some people out there who have Satori moments, a moment of instant awakening, Eckhart Tolle being one, for the majority of us, it's a process to seek, to become enlightened. It's a gradual process. It takes time. It takes constant renewal, constantly going back within. And so I'm saying that just to say that Jesus was a human being, and he told us that, and he also told us that these things that he does, so shall we. So that light that grew so bright in him is available and is part of each and every one of us. And what I can say is, if you're here, unless you were dragged here by a spouse or came here because you were trying to atone for something and you're like, well, it can't hurt. You know, if there's this big guy in the sky that's judging, maybe if I show up at a church every once in a while, maybe that'll buy me some credit in the afterlife. But no, if you're here because you are genuinely curious and seeking your relationship with that something bigger, that tells you that you've heard the whisper, that that thing within you has nudged you, that it's there. And that's all it takes, is that smallest awareness, and then that seeking, and we build. And that's how we become bigger than what we could have ever imagined. This month, as we're looking at this idea of doing things as they've never been done before, it takes courage. It takes bravery. It takes inspiration. It takes creativity. It takes drawing on something bigger than ourselves. And when I think about Jesus rolling into Jerusalem, all the works and all the words and all the miracles and all the talks that he gave all happened in the time frame of about 1 year. It happened pretty quickly of what's recorded. But thinking about him rolling into Jerusalem, throwing the tables, the money changers in the temples, disrupting the system. He came in 180 degrees away from the way things were done, which is why he was despised by Roman leadership, by religious leadership, Jewish leadership. Who's this person telling people that they don't have to show up in temple and tithe their money and follow these rules? Who is this telling people that they can find God on their own? saying that he is the Son of God. That's doing things like we've never done before, and that made some people angry. But he knew that that was his calling. He knew that that's what he had to do because he knew it deep within. So for us, moving forward, knowing that this is something big, seek first that kingdom of God within. Now, Ernest Holmes, the founder of this philosophy of science of mind, he also, just like the masters, go within. So he said, so we learn to go deeply within ourselves and speak as though there were a presence there that knows. That presence. That is our work. And when we constantly return to that, my mantra that I started in 2015 with a prayer partner right after practitioner training, PWC. Sometimes we just text each other, PWC. Praying without ceasing. Praying without ceasing. That means everything that I do, this is the goal. Everything that I do has that intention behind it, that I stop. So before I came up here, as I'm listening to Meryl's prayer, I stop and I recognize the presence. When I leave here, when I get in the car, okay, I'm getting ready to drive. There's the presence. Now I can go. Praying without ceasing. Every time that we add, that we go within and think about who we are and recognize that, we open up to deeper inspiration, to deeper strength, to deeper courage. And that's the gift and the blessing. And when we're in that space, nothing else matters. Everything in this physical world, it's all part of this game. It is such a short experience on the full spectrum of eternal living. Eternal. All of this is a gift. Pain is a gift. Everything that we experience shows us the infinite potential, and that's what gives us the appreciation of what is possible. Gives us appreciation for those God qualities, spirit qualities, whatever you want to call it. I like the word God and spirit, but some people don't. And it doesn't, that thing itself doesn't care. It's just here playing hide and seek with itself, and that's what we were doing. And we can make the game of hide and seek very short by just going within. It's right there. So let's look at our spiritual principle for the week. This comes from the document called We Believe, written by Ernest Holmes. And this one is, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. For we understand that the life of God, the life of all is God. Our own soul, our own spirit, our own destiny, it's all God. We can't get it wrong. Whatever we do, we can't get it wrong in the big picture. We can do things that create us pain here, that cause chaos, dysfunction, but that's all going to lead us back to what does work. We can get things wrong here and experience a life of suffering, or we can get things right here, we can get square with what's within and experience a life of bliss, of appreciation. But in that big picture, it's all God, and nothing can take away from that or add to that. Now, our spiritual practice, then, is simply practicing the presence, repeatedly reminding ourselves of what lies within and feeling at one with it, drawing our attention back within, and following what the masters have taught and what we know in our hearts. When we stop and you just listen and tap into it, you can feel it. You know that there's that presence there and that it is seeking greater expression through us. And whatever we want to do, however we want to upend the money tables, however we want to speak resistance to the system, drawing from within is our protection, it is our strength, it is our courage. So then we have an affirmation that goes along with it. Let's go ahead and read it together. We'll read it a couple times. So here it is. I am grounded in the truth of who I am, and nothing can take that away from me. Nothing. Let's read it one more time. I am grounded in the truth of who I am, and nothing can take that away from me. So that being said, each and every person here, it feels so good when I get up here and I see your faces, because I see in the eyes what's behind the eyes. Who's behind it? It's the observer. It's that deeper presence that is simply watching through our eyes, feeling through our bodies, listening through our ears, and we are one with it. We get caught up in our human nature and get caught up in the stressors of life, draw back into survival mode. But any time that we go within, we disrupt that. And that's our gift, and that's our work, and hopefully that's our pleasure to experience life on a greater form. So with that being said, let's just take it within for a second. I invite you, however you like to get comfortable, whether you're here or whether you're at home. If you like your eyes closed, and just breathe for just a moment, let all the outside thoughts fall away. Let the analyzing cease for a moment, trying to recall what was said, and just open up to that breathing within. Like in that meditation that Valerie did. Sense maybe your hands. Can you feel that presence, that life force without moving? Can you just sense that's there? When we tap into that feeling of life that's within us, it opens the door to what's within. I envision a vast cavern of myself with that capital S dwelling within this physical body. As if it's this infinite space that I am free to move, that I am wide open with arms, that my heart shines brightly up to the sky, just opening and inviting the infinite light and presence of the divine. However you feel it, whatever you sense, that is the whisper of the infinite to you. And by returning our thoughts and awareness to that presence, we are tapping into what the masters knew. So I affirm and avow that life is all it is. That presence, that force of love with a capital L that holds everything together, that is the foundation and the totality of what each and every one of us are made of, what we bring to this world, what we have within, and what we are to experience for eternity. So may that presence bring comfort, bring courage, bring inspiration, ideas of how to change our individual worlds in ways that we've never tried before, and how we take that out into the world, into our places of community, in our places of work, in our places of hobbies. Taking that presence with us wherever we go to bring up a light element to enrich the things that we do, the people that we interact with, bringing that presence into this physical world to create that heaven, the kingdom of heaven on earth. So may Spirit lift, carry, comfort each and every individual that hears these words. May it bless all those out in the world on their own individual paths. For we all lead to the same place, because there's only one place that we come from and only one place that we return, and one place that our essence always dwells, and we feel it within. So in gratitude for everyone who does their own work, in gratitude for all those who show us where our work needs to be, all of it, for the pain and the joy, I say thank you. I say thank you to Spirit, to the law that takes our words and manifests it, that creates on our behalf with our co-creative intentions and abilities. I say thank you for that. And I say thank you for this day, that I get another day to experience this physical world, the beauty, the wonders, the smiles on a child's face, all of it. And I release these words knowing that life is good, and life is eternal, and so are we. And I affirm it by saying, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this is where we invite you and give you an opportunity to support the center, the continuation of creating a space where people can come and find their interconnection and find their way of being in this world. So we offer many ways to financially support. My favorite way is text to support. You just text 239-320-3820. Text the dollar amount. The first time it'll set you up, and then after that, all you got to do is send a number, and it's done. That's my favorite way, so I'm going to do that right now myself. But of course, we have PayPal. We have our website. You can mail a check to us. You can put it in the basket as our wonderful hostesses and greeters come around. And also, it is all tax deductible because we are a 501c3. So if you would like to get your last year's giving report for your taxes, please see B. Dore. She's got all of those printed out. And that being said, we have an affirmation that we like to say. So taking into mind, whether it's your time, talent, treasures, whatever it is, where you're giving and just holding it in your heart space, and we read this affirmation together. We say, today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And so it is.
Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
I just give thanks for the abundance, for the sharing, for the generosity, knowing that it is a circulation of life flow energy as God shows up in many, many forms and supports us all. I know everything that is given is received and loved, that it is multiplied and spread throughout this universe, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so if you have any questions about anything coming up, look at the table in the back. We'll have somebody back there to answer questions. Again, save the date. May the 4th be with you. Easy to remember. And up at the end of service, we'll have our spiritual practitioners up front. You can find them with the stoles. They're here to pray with you. They are excellent prayer givers, and life changes when we change ourselves and change our minds and our consciousness. So don't leave if there's anything on your heart that you would like to see different in your life. Thank you, everybody. Stick around for the business meeting, and have a great week. Big Love Band. Thank you.